out. I don't think the run was on, but it was also some really good fielding. Hedi San Mirage. Tusking Ahmad, 133 wickets,
that's right.
5 for 28, his best 93 matches. Genuine wicket taker, and he'll look like he'll be coming from the city end. It's quite a gorgeous day here, or morning here in Harare, Zimbabwe. A few days ago it was overcast, cloudy, and that would have played a part to some degree in terms of the moisture in the surface and how lively the wicket was for that ODI or throughout the day. Twisted and a gully. They started well, this pair, the partnership of 36, and that turned into a mini collapse. But it's a new day, new opportunities. It's the second ODI, and we're on way. That was one of my thoughts, was that this surface looked a little bit drier than the previous surface and the surface we saw in the test match.
They should do good for batting. We'll have to wait and see what the bowlers can extract earlier on.
Again, slightly soft the surface. Have a look at the surface. If you're joining us for the first time, there are the cracks, and that tells me underneath maybe a little bit dry, but then there's a fairly good covering of grass just to hold those cracks together. I don't think play a part, but just the visual reference here just tells you that maybe she's a little bit thirsty. I don't have quite the same water content as we've seen in previous games, and then the foot marks will show you that as well.
Just going back to what you just said, Ed, there are a little bit of a crack, so visible right from the word go. The spinners comes to my mind. Will there be something for the spinners? I know they've gone with the same combination of 3 frontline seamers and spinners, a couple of spinners here for Bangladesh. And if it dries a little bit more, perhaps maybe there might be...
It looked like it held a bit more moisture. This one has an opportunity, and I don't think they've had enough time to add moisture to it, so they're just maintaining this particular surface for this game. So that will allow it just to lose that excess moisture and then allow itself to settle down. Here's the hero from a few days ago. That's a beauty. I believe this is a wonderful setup by Tashkin. A number of balls outside the line of off stump, and then brings one back in.
That is a fantastic delivery from Tashkin Ahmad. We are spot on, Ed. A couple of deliveries going away from the right-hander on the shorter side of the leg. This is fuller, and he gets stuck in his crease. Look at that cartwheeling. The milk stump goes out of the ground. What a delivery. What a start for Tashkin Ahmad. He looks pretty animated. Not him. He's gone for naught. It's not for one.
First over, and we've already got a breakthrough. Innocent Kahia in at 3. Zimbabwe have lost Brian Bennett to quite some brilliant bowling. And this one leaves the outside edge. What an over. A wicket maiden. It's 0 for 1. Yeah, Zimbabwe unchanged. Bangladesh winning the toss, deciding to field. That's the 11 they've decided. Zimbabwe, they've already lost their opening batter, Brian Bennett. Shariful Islam back in the side, and he'll come from the golf course end.
He's coming back from a really good outing. Best figures for him in ODIs, the last match that he played. That was against Australia. 6 for 48. A wonderful start. What a setup that was, Ed, from Taskin Ahmed.
Yeah, sure was. Just dragging him across the crease, but more importantly, the length that he bowled. Oh my, that's gone over the top of the stumps. A beauty to start here for Shariful.
He's quite handy with the white new bowler. Has the ability to move the ball. He starts well here. Again, it's the bounce. The carry maybe on a lower side, but it just goes on top of the stumps. Very good start from Shariful Islam.
Excellent start here by Bangladesh. Let's have a look at this again. The wicket to fall.
This is the one that came back in, and he caught him by surprise, forced him to stay on his crease, and the ball just enough to come back and hit the top of the middle stump. Sends it cartwheeling out of the ground. What a delivery. What an over.
He'll be happy with the way things have started for Bangladesh. They think there's a nick. Animated are all the fielders.
The reaction from the batter suggests he didn't touch it. Again, hint of movement, late reaction, just a touch late reaction from the bowler. But a strong appeal from the slip scorer and the closing fielders.
Zimbabwe have their work cut out here because I think Bangladesh have come in with a plan. It is quite resolute. Bring the stumps into play. Get the ball to react off the line of the stumps as much as possible. And the most important thing here is the length that they're bowling, making things quite difficult for the batters. And so that first ODI would have given them a great deal of detail on what needs to improve, or different plans, or plans to implement. And this swing on offer.
The Bangladesh team just only made one change. Mustafizur Rahman getting rested, and Shariful Islam is back. Same combination from the top order and the middle order. Just a single change. And they did well with the new ball. Remember, they did really well. Had Zimbabwe in all sorts of trouble. 74-8. And once again, they've started well here. It's all about creating pressure, creating opportunities.
Testing period. First run of the morning.
And that too off the gloves. So again, extra bounce, that steep bounce that we saw in that first ODI. Jakarya very good in that test match. He's got 100 and a couple of 50s. But it's the early hours, isn't it? It's where the batters get tested more than any time during the duration of this 50 overs. The first hour, if you can somehow survive, then it will get easy, a little bit easier. Not easy for the new batter in. That's why you want to, once the batter goes in, you need to stay there. Try to stay there.
Another brilliant over. It's 1 for 1. There's a schedule. Zimbabwe have won the test match. They won the first ODI, and we're into the second ODI. Bangladesh will be wanting to win this to square up the series and then take it into a decider on Saturday. And then we'll go into the T20s, and that'll be in Bulawayo. Fish in the air. He'll get some runs, but his heart would have been in his mouth for a moment. They'll pick up 3. Tashkent was superb. And let's have a look at how he sets up Bennett here. Wide outside the line of off stump. Closer, makes him play. And notice the feet. Notice the length. Notice the line. His feet are not moving and getting forward. And then bang. Some would say dragging him across the crease, then bringing in the variation to bring the stumps or the LBW into play. But for me, it's length. The length is the one that really plays its part, because Bennett has to play everything off the back foot and then does not commit to that particular ball that comes back into the stumps. Beautiful shot. Beautiful timing. Innocent Jakarya.
He's been playing that shot over and over again. If you look at the innings that he played in the test match, off the back foot on his toes, that's a gorgeous looking shot. And it faded away through the offside for a lovely looking boundary.
It's a beautiful shot. Someone who used to play that shot so well that comes straight into my mind is Damian Martin. So just back to that dismissal. A lot of people will say he dragged him a crease, but on this occasion, Tuscan play everything on length. Play it on length. Look at his front foot. Stays on the crease, but the length changes slightly, and then the movement into the right-hander.
Yeah, great setup, great delivery. And it's the movement of the surface that does the trick. He's stuck in his crease because he knows his back of the length, maybe the ball just moving away from the right-hander. What a beauty. Full marks to Taskin Ahmed.
I almost feel that was a discussion that's happened over the last couple of days. The reason why I say that is there's a lot that comes out of a celebration. that tells you perhaps the conversation and the setup was something they discussed. Here we go. Thank you. And then he points to the dressing room and says, yeah, I got it right.
Well, they've started with the left in that first ODI, especially the seamers. And I'm sure the discussion back in the dressing room is that, okay, you've done wonderfully well, just go and repeat what you did the last time around. I think what is a little bit more impressive this time around is only the third over. It's the areas that they're bowling at. Forget about the bounce, forget about the movement. The length has been perfect. Very good from both.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No, no, no!
Now what happened there? Out of the context, and we still cannot believe it from here on. He's bowling a great line and length, he's creating the pressure, and all of a sudden you see someone like Innocent try to attempt to play that particular shot. Poor shot selection. He'll be devastated when he go and see this dismissal. What was he trying to do? It's not there. Even if it was there, I don't think that was the right approach. Easy for Mehdi Saraj to grab that one. He goes, Innocent gone for 4, 8 for 2. Another one.
Created by the company to bet. 8-14.
Gorgeous day, but not a good start for Zimbabwe. In and 4, Craig Irvin. I'll be wide. Atta, talk me through this.
I'm speechless, to be very, very honest. If you can see a batter who's batted well in the series, then he attempts to play that particular shot. Goes down the wicket, he's trying to take the bowler out of the attack, and that's the last delivery of his second over. Shocking.
So much time still left in the game. There's the element that T20 cricket has brought about very good innovations to the game, exciting innovations. But at the same time, I think it also has brought about the overthinking in a batter's mind about how to approach an innings. For me, the conditions are not suited for that particular shot at this particular stage, especially when two bowlers are bowling the way they are. Sometimes you've just got to allow the bowlers to have their time, settle down, and build an innings.
Yeah, show some respect to the ones who are bowling well. And you said that there's so much time left. It's all about understanding your own strengths and weaknesses, and also will be of mighty importance that they go and do their job in a proper way. That was not a proper cricket shot at that stage of the game.
Another beauty. Another beauty by Sharapov.
when you see the bowlers bowling in those areas, going past the bat on a number of occasions, then you need to tell yourself, okay, we need to just hang on. We just need to hang on and ensure that we can pass this period of another 30 or 40 minutes without losing another wicket. That's where the mindset works for the batters, if they are in that state of mind. Okay, the bowlers are bowling a great line and lengths. It's early morning, it's 9:30 start, the ball will move, it will have the bounce. So what kind of approach would you want to see from the batters in the middle? Be a little bit more defensive.
That's better cricket. Right. Spoke about T20 cricket, but if I look at Innocent Kahir, and you can play shots like this, I mean, it is silky smooth, easy on the eye, and then you play this. Context for you at home, context for me. Classical, wonderful player. Timer of the ball. There's no need to play that particular shot in this particular vein.
Craig Irwin in that first match was knocked over. First delivery when Taskin Ahmed bowled him. That might be just playing in the back of the mind, his mind. But as a batter, you need to just look ahead instead of looking at the past. Craig Irwin, he's got good numbers, so they would want him to stay and play a long innings here. The first ODI and the first delivery phase was from Taskin. Just came back another beauty from Taskin Ahmed, just hitting the top of the middle stump here. What a beauty that is. And he's getting the ball to talk here. We've already seen what he has done. He's already picked up 2 wickets in his first couple of overs. This is his 3rd over. And he'll be eyeing to get another one here. Looks to have been really good rhythm, Taskin Ahmed.
I keep looking at that replay. That was an absolute peach of a delivery. I think it hit the top of the middle. Beauty. Taskin, yeah, you're right. And I think I said it at the top of the show, is that genuine wicket taker. There's a great deal of experience there. I think 93 matches. Nice to see the school kids in. And allowed to get out of class and come and watch these 2 international sides. Yeah, lovely. I really enjoy this about the international game, where these kids can come in and have a full sight and viewing of some of the world's best. Wide. Changes the angle here. And I think it's mainly to do with wanting to make Ben Curran play more. The angle, he's okay with leaving the ball because he stays leg side of the ball. But now coming round the wicket will create the natural angle, and we've seen Taskin has been able to get the ball to straighten or move off the surface. So his idea would be getting the ball to continuously get big at the left-hander and then straighten or move and create the natural variation. And if it doesn't, maybe catch him on the crease.
With the kind of bounce that we have seen once in a while, it has taken off. So also probably Taskin is thinking about maybe force him to drive even off the back foot or maybe a cut shot. We've seen one going in the air towards point, just not far away from that fielder. So back of the length, outside the off stump, and then push Ben Curran to play that particular shot. If it goes in the air, those fielders on the offside will come into play.
Upish, but punched down the ground for 4. 17 for 2.
ভালো তাসকিন ভাই
Captain of the football box, 17 for 2. Bangladesh won the toss and they decided to ball back.
Lost too early, and they need to work their way back into this first hour here, Zimbabwe. Bangladesh will be looking for a third. And if we look at the previous game, the way Bangladesh bowled, and we look at that surface, this seems a slightly better batting surface. Yes, he hits it on the up, picks up 4, but the visuals we saw, the movement and the bounce we saw in the first ODI should tell you that this is a slightly settled wicket and there's opportunity to get runs.
Important for the batters to settle down here. If they can ride this period for another 5-7 overs. There will be opportunities. Nicely put away. They will come back for the long boundary, very long square to the onside. And if you're willing and telling yourself over and over again that this is the kind of wicket that's gonna need a little bit more temperament to survive early on, Innocent Nakaya will be very, very disappointed. Rai smile, but he knows he should have still been there.
Another good one. But it's not elaborate compared to what we saw a few days ago.
And just need to tell yourself, okay, if there is a good delivery, even if I don't hit it from the middle part of the bat, I hope it doesn't touch or gets the outside part of the bat. You have to just keep on telling yourself, he's bowled a beautiful line here, Shoriful Islam. Hasn't picked up a wicket. He could have had one dropped in the covers earlier on, but another very good start from Shoriful Islam. He's been quite persistent in terms of line and lenses, the corridor of uncertainty, somewhere around the off stump, and he's not moved away. That has been impressive. He looks that he's on the verge of picking up a wicket any time now.
Yeah, the 50 over World Cup, the ICC Men's 50 over World Cup is scheduled for October and November 2027. South Africa as a host, Namibia as a host, and Zimbabwe as a host. As the year progresses, we'll understand what the groupings are and fixtures and placement of teams. But this is really a great opportunity for both teams, and in fact the teams around the world that will tour this part of the world. South Africa have got a blockbuster home season. Bangladesh are there actually at the end of the year. It gives both teams an opportunity to start building a squad and start building the understanding of what is required for that 50 over World Cup. And it doesn't necessarily mean the 15 in the squad. There could be 10 players that are building the foundation of what will be the final product for all the teams that will visit this part of the world. But these two teams have first sight right now in just over a year. Yeah, nice looking shot, but well fielded by the bowler. We'll come back to that in a short while. 21 for 2.
Okay, bowling. Yeah, you make a very fair point. Teams will be eyeing and looking at this series, and even the ones that are coming in future. After this, India is here for T20, 3 T20 internationals. Australia, 3 ODIs. Nahid Rana and the attack. What a spell that was. The best ever figures for Bangladesh in one internationals. Just going back to what you said, looking at the surface now, and then looking ahead to the World Cup. Come back to this after this delivery. Shouts of catch it. Well taken by the keeper. We've seen what the ball is doing. We've seen what it did in test matches, the surface. I'm talking about the pitch itself. And this is what? July. Yeah, off the head. And the World Cup is in October, November. So what can the teams expect in terms of the behavior of the surface in those months?
Yeah, they're a lot flatter then. They're totally different surfaces because of how they evolve in the summer months, and they become quite batter-friendly surfaces and really good here at Harare Sports Club and in Bulawayo. Quick single, that skates on. Seen a few run-outs, but they make it. But in Bulawayo, maybe slightly slower. Maybe you'll have a bit more in terms of pace coming off the surface, slower deliveries. And then when you go down to South Africa have invested quite a bit in drop-in pitches. So Boland, Pau, they've got drop-in pitches there. The Wanderers, they've also got drop-in pitches. Durban has actually become quite lively. Tebeha has become, which is Port Elizabeth, has become quite a good cricketing wicket where there's something for the bowlers, but also the batters can flourish there. Centurion has always been superb from a cricketing perspective. High numbers, high results from batters there, and bowlers to some degree, if they're clever and resolute with their line and length. Namibia, oh no, could this be another run out? Gone for all money, but misses the stumps.
When he was aiming at that stumps at the non-striker, now where's the fielder to the left of the screen? Why isn't it coming on close to the stumps? I know it happened so quickly, but he could have at least tried to go closer to the stumps. He was a goner.
Yeah, gone for all money. Got run out in the first game and nearly got run out there again. He actually gave up, and the fielder had all the stumps to look at all the time in the world and misses. Just to finish this point, is that you'll come from Zimbabwe, go to South Africa, and you'll find in South Africa some of the wickets they bounce more. So Centurion, Supersport Park, the Wanderers, but it'll also depend on whether they play on the drop-in pitches or not, because all of them have invested this level of drop-in pitches for that particular World Cup. And then what I saw in the Under-19 World Cup, Namibia looks a good cricketing surface as well.
Yeah, all the teams will be keeping a close eye on what is happening around these venues, what you just spoke about. Again, a quick single. Mossadegh doesn't pick it up cleanly. And important for them, each and every team, I'm sure they'll be going and discussing and analyzing and looking at the footage that they would have in future or in the past to tell the team the message, what you need to do if you're playing a certain particular wicket at a certain year of certain month. important, isn't it?
Yeah, very important. And there's no surprises. Bangladesh come here now. India will come for T20s. Australia will come for ODIs. Australia will go to South Africa for a full series. Bangladesh will follow Australia. And then England are there. And they've also got a number of games that they all play against South Africa. Decide against the run on this occasion. It's 23 for 2.
Good morning to everyone. It's been a Daskin Ahmed morning. 2 wickets there with that new ball in hand, and they put Zimbabwe on that back foot. Shariful will continue from this golf course end. Nice looking shot. Leaning into that. This outfield will give you value for your shots. Boundary for Craig Urban.
First boundary for Craig Urban. Just a gentle push. Probably didn't time it as well as he can. And as you say, this outfield will give you value for your strokes.
That one change today in the Bangladesh side. Shariful in operation. He's replaced Mustafizur Rahman. There was a bit of a chat that does Bangladesh captain want to go with 4 outright seamers in this, which would mean that they'll have to probably let go of the leg spinner Rishad. They still have the option of Miraz bowling the spin if required. They've gone with that 3 seamers. Maybe Somesh Sarkar can bowl a few that will become your 4th. Fuller length again, beats that short cover. Might not go to the boundary, but surely get them 3 here. Or maybe deciding for 2.
I like Craig Urban's approach to these last couple of drives through the offside in particular. Because he's not going hard at the ball. It's a surface that's got enough in it. He's just getting himself to gauge the pace of the wicket. Have a look. And he does the total opposite, just as I say that.
It's all about spending time out there, isn't it? And slightly away from the body. We saw both these sides in their first ODI just batting around 30, 34 overs. You've got to utilize those 50 overs to begin with. Automatically the runs will be there, and that would require some time spent out in the middle. I just feel there's a certain sense of hurry, especially with Karun and those singles. Just aborting in the last moment. Well judged. Just getting out of the way. Initially, you just thought he was getting into that load-up position to play that pull shot.
He played a pull shot earlier to Shariful and was very controlled. Just let the ball come as close as possible to him and just roll the wrists. Got a couple. Wasn't full-blooded.
Eight overs bowled, 30 for 2. Plenty of batting to come.
That's the end of the 8th over, 30-20.
Nahid Rana will continue. How good was he a couple of days ago, Tino?
Outstanding. I mean, he bowled with aggression, he bowled with pace, he hurried the batters, and because of that, he forced them to play a couple of uncharacteristic strokes. An outstanding effort from Nahid Rana. Best figures for Bangladesh in ODI cricket, 6 for 21.
There you are, best bowling figures for Bangladesh in ODIs, and Nahid Rana right up there with some big names. 6 for 21 the other night here at Herara Sports Club, and it was all about sheer pace, good areas, and he bowled a long spell of 7 overs, kept that pressure on, almost got his 7th. He's been coming at the batters with full speed. Strange thing for me, I know you'd say it's a different strip. He got all his wickets bowling from the golf course end, but today he's opted for the city end. Sometimes you just think, you know, you are more happier bowling with the wind. And also that picture in front of you, yeah, this end caught me, the muscle memory. But he's opted to go and bowl the city end this morning. The good part of his bowling is that his pace doesn't go down through the spell of 10 overs. Very consistent.
Now you can tell the first 2 balls of the over, Craig Irvin just got a bit of a wake-up call there. Not quite the amount of time he's had to play the rest. Big shouts going past the leg stump.
You just tend to get a feeling that Karn was a little late on that. The ball, slight deviation into the pads, and just tells you in the replay probably going to miss. But he was late, yes, and even no position.
He's rushed him. Just not enough time for Ben Curran to get into the position that he wanted to.
That's what pace can do. Once again, you feel that this time Craig Urban was a little late on that. It has beaten all defenses. That's what pace can do, really.
Beaten for pace. Stuck on the crease, really gone nowhere. Half a step going forward with that front foot. The ball through the defenses and dismantles Craig Irvin's woodwork. He goes for 9. Zimbabwe in trouble, 32 for 3. Brings in Wesley Mother.
number 5. First game he batted at number 6, ahead of Sikandar Raza.
Incoming leader for Zimbabwe, Sikandar Raza.
42nd match for him in his ODI career. He's a batter to watch out when he plays those cover drives. Let's see how he copes with this. End of a successful over. It's 32 for 3.
Correction of the serial announcement. The new player for Zimbabwe, Wesley Madele.
Craig Irvin in that previous over, which reduces them to 32 for 3, and now there's a change of ends. Tuskin has decided to bowl from the golf course end. He's been the one who's got those first 2 wickets, bowled 2 for 13 in his 3 overs, and here he goes again. Oh wow, what a shot. That's been slapped back at the bowler straight.
Because he doesn't get his feet going so far across the stumps, he's so good at anything that's full and straight. Because all he literally has to do is hit through the line, like that. That occasion, he just closed the bat face on the point of contact, so he gets the ball straight where he wants it. Nicely done.
Yeah, straight away, Tuskin now decides to come around the wicket just to get that angle going, try to get the ball as close as possible to his body. Just going back to Craig Irvin's dismissal, fuller length, Yorkerish length, and he's played around it. Here he's beaten for pace. Again, trying to work it onto mid area. Completely goes around that. Very similar to what he played and lost his wicket to in that first ODI. It was Taskin Ahmed bowled that fuller length, and it was very identical. Played around it on that occasion as well.
Yeah, swapped positions with Sikandar Raza and Wesley Madele for this innings. Came in at 6 in that first ODI. Big ask for him. And Curran, who's 18 of 23 now, hasn't looked like he's been troubled much.
Man is going to be coming in next, Sikandar Raza.
changed. Just a bit of movement off the seam into the right-hander after pitching.
Shout high as the end of the over. 10 gone, 37 for 3. End of the first power play, that's the signal there. 37 for 3, Zimbabwe asked to bat first. Curran needs to value his wicket here. He's played that first power play, he's survived that. Yeah, very sheepish, very tentative push. Just a little poke outside the off-stump. And as you mentioned, no foot movement, so he's trying to reach out. This is the wicket of Craig Ervin from that first ODI. Very full, plays around it. Have a look at that. Again, trying to work it on mid-wicket. Very similar to that. Sharp bounce, pace, handled it well, very soft hands from Curran, but lost sight of it for a moment.
Good aggressive bowling from Nahid Rana. Ridway not close enough.
Yeah, it's that taking his bottom hand off the handle so that the ball doesn't fly to a fielder. You'd say he did well. Runs here. He's just angled that bat and the pace has done the rest, and they've come back for 3.
It's good running. Wesley Madevere straight away saw an opportunity for 3 and so took off. Always looking to come back for that third one. Gully and 2 slips to the new man, Madevere. First power play was all about Bangladesh. It was a beauty from Tuskin to dismiss the Zimbabwean opener. And then this was not pleasing to the eye from Innocent Kahia. It was an opportunity. Ridway went in and came out. From then on, we've seen a couple of really nice strokes from Ben Curran in particular. That was the dismissal of Urban. That was the last boundary of the power play. Extra bounce in there, dealt with well in the end.
So, there's got to be a certain plans, couple of days off after that first ODI, and the batting unit sits together and probably decides what to do when Rana is in the attack. Now, you can't just look to absorb all the deliveries and not look to score, but I'm not saying hit him out of the attack, but something to just rotate the strike and look to score more against the other bowlers. Maybe tire him out, get him off that small, shorter spells. But if you allow him that space, he's going to keep coming at you. That's a good swing of the bat there. That'll surely put in a lot of confidence in Karan to end the over with a boundary. 45 for 3. Lost in that power play. It was the biggest over, the last one. Yeah, that boundary of that last ball from Karan, that is one way of dealing with someone who's been coming at you, who's been the spear of the attack. Have a look at that.
He's strong there, Karan. Anything that's pitched up, and on that occasion showing that he's not afraid to go up and over the bowler's head as well. Again, what's critical, he's going straight, not going across the line. Gives him the best opportunity for success.
He's again thinking, is that going down, and also the height.
If anything, I think it might be the height. I think this is a good shout from Tuskin. I don't think it's going down leg. good call.
Yeah, he's on the tip of his toes when that impact happened. It's probably saved him. Dot ball to end the over, 45 for 3, and a maiden.
For 3.
2 for Taskin, 1 for Rana. Rana will continue. He'll be bowling his 4th. He's bowled well for his 1 maiden, and his last over was a touch expensive. Otherwise, he has not really been kind to the batters out there. Oh, change of ends, beg your pardon. Shariful has decided now to bowl from the city end. So just swapped ends there. Rana gets a bit of rest. Taskin comes from the golf course end. And now getting a little bit of protection. A man to patrol the cover boundary against Karan. Right there.
That sounded nice off the bat. Sweeper back though now, so we won't reap the rewards of what was a really nice stroke. Current rates 3.78 to be exact. You would think if they had lost probably a couple of wickets less, it might be a bit more. But these two are starting to just show that you can bat out there in the middle.
It's a little strange, isn't it, that Rana bowls 3 overs and he's been off the attack? Or maybe he wants to come back to this golf course end where he got those 6 wickets from. So he bowled 7 overs on the trot when he was getting wickets. So probably we'll see him coming in now, bowling from the golf course end, and Taskin will be given a bit of rest.
Firm call of no from Karan. He's already been given some respite earlier on.